So we're out here in February, just walking around. This is a trail. There's actually a trail that goes through here that our city manages, down by our creek that runs around the edge of our town. And I was trying to talk my wife into going out and going through the creek, see if we can find some treasures, but she seems to think it might be too cold. Yeah, I don't think so. So we're just kind of exploring, checking things out. A little chilly today. What is it, 30 something degrees?
Yeah.
30 something. So we're just kind of walking up and down the creek, seeing what's here. Tell you what's not here is people. Not too many people get out and explore this time of year. I tried to talk her into letting me sit on the sofa all day and watch TV, and she said, "No, you need to get off your butt and do something, you lazy bum."
That is definitely not what I said.
So I said, all right, let's go see if we can find some treasure. She got her new spectacles, though. I think they're pretty awesome. Gives her that hot librarian look. She doesn't think so, but I sure do. All right, well, the creek is freezing over. If we wait long enough, honey, we could walk right across.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
it's going to be too warm tomorrow.
Let's get back on the trail and we'll go down yonder and see if we can find something interesting.
Okay.
Sound good?
Great.
All right. We're walking up the trail along the creek, and this here tree has laid an egg. Oh! Actually, it laid a jolly ball. So we're going to take the jolly ball with us, and I'll throw it away. This is pretty cool. Let's see if I can get up here. And the non-zooming GoPro may not be able to get it, but on the other side of the creek, if you can see where it looks like there might be a spring over there that's froze up. Yeah. And the icicles are hanging down. And a big old ridge. It's kind of cool. Kind of a lazy river today. Actually, right around the bend here, there's a dam that slows all this up. So we're going to go to the dam and see what it looks like. So we're going to take our jolly ball, and we'll just take you with us. Let's walk down this way. And that big old building, red building over there with the big old stacks, was our city's power plant for, I don't know, probably 100 years. And it has recently closed down, and now apparently we get our electricity from somewhere else. I don't know how they haul it in, but they bring it in. It's outsourced. I think they still do a few things there, but not near as much as they used to. But that's kind of the origins of our community. When this city was established in the early 1800s, was that this little creek provided a source for electricity and mills and all kinds of cool stuff. And we're actually right off of a main highway. I think this ground, what happened was people were getting in here and violating it. So the city took it, called it a park, and now they manage it. So at least people can come down here, and even though we're right on the outskirts of town, alongside of a highway, they can still get out and enjoy a little bit of nature. There's a little bit of wind too, so if it's blowing in the camera, I apologize. So the cities come in, they built these little picnic tables and
Markers of trees.
markers, different kinds of trees. There's the old power plant. I remember when I was a kid seeing those stacks, just having steam roll out of them. Let's go look at the lazy river. Look, honey, turds.
I bet they're goose turds.
No. So when I was a wee little lad, me and my dad used to come down here fishing all the time. And this was actually about one of the locations that we would go, because this has always been cleared out. And I remember very vividly, this is a true story, right down in there somewhere, I found a snapping turtle that got me. And we were here at night. It was dark, and Dad had all of our gear and a lantern. And I learned the hard way that the little silver knob on top of the lantern, you don't touch it because it's hot. And I burnt my fingers really, really bad. Right here in this very spot. And to commemorate that moment, we have turds. Alright, apparently we're moving on. That is a true story, honey. Do you believe me? Good. What kind of tree is that? It's a dead tree. Let's find out. White ash. It doesn't look very healthy. Alright, we're going to walk down to the dam. I'll turn this thing back on. The dam. And there was a big sign that said stay off of it, so we'll do that. I'm gonna put my jolly ball right there, honey.
Yeah.
Don't lose it. So there's that big power plant. We're just on the other side of it. So what I hope to do this summer is come down here and be chucking a magnet right over there and see if we can pull up any treasures. The bad part is people fishing have been fishing off of this thing for years. So on this creek, what they've done is people canoe on this creek a lot. And I think most of the canoe trips have ended up a little bit further south of here. But that direction's kind of northeast. They used to come down the creek from the northeast, and they would come to this location and then drag their little canoes over yonder, step down and drop them back in the water and continue on. Blue glass, but this has been a
It's no brick. It has writing on it.
old brick. What is that? It's a funny looking rock. Can you skip rocks? Do you have the ability to skip rocks? Wow, that was impressive. Let's try a bigger one. I don't know what that is. You got to go low, though. Oh, that was a good one. I threw my pinpointer into the water. Luckily, it fell off of my little thing here. No, you can hold that.
Oh, okay.
Where did it fall off? was on a loop.
Did your loop snap?
I
Oh. It broke.
don't think it broke. I don't think it's ever attached. I don't know. I'll carry it.
Okay.
Let's walk up this way. Are you going to take those with you? I wouldn't take that black thing. I don't know what it is.
Well, I don't know if we should throw it away. It's trash.
We can't take all the trash, honey. You'll be down here for a lifetime. All right. So far, here's a tire you want to take out with us too. It says it. It says it has a blemish. It's blemished.
That's bad.
Yeah. This is a pretty creek though. In the fall, down this creek there's tons of sugar maples and just real pretty trees, and they turn when the leaves turn. It's really pretty. There's a lot of areas where the trees actually come up and over the top of the creek. It's very shaded. So it's a neat place. Unfortunately, like most places, industry has taken its toll on this creek, and artists have destroyed things too. Very unfortunate, but that's the world we live in, I reckon. I'll tell you what, why don't we go back up to the vehicle and we'll drive around and come down on the other side, on this other bridge. And we'll look around down there, because if we walk, we're going to be stuck on the wrong side of the highway. Alright, we're going to relocate and continue our little adventure. So we'll be back. We're going to do a little digging. This old place, this though it doesn't look very big, it actually back at the turn of the century was an electric plant. We're still close to that creek from earlier. We're just down the way. That electric plant and that dam is down that way, maybe a quarter mile, and we just drove around and came over on this side. So this was an electric plant that actually in our little town had electric trolleys that ran through town, and this location would produce the electricity for those trolleys, and I believe it also produced the electricity for like street lights and things like that. The way the story goes, history goes, it's not a story, in 1913 this creek flooded out the electric plant building. I forget what it was called, Interurban something or other, I can't remember, but flooded it out. They were down, no power for a few days, and eventually Coca-Cola bought it and made it a bottling company. So it was a Coca-Cola bottling company for years, and I think it was 1992 or 93 they tore it down. When they tore it down, they just turned it into kind of a park. So out yonder they do soccer and football, so depending on whether it's American football and soccer out there. And they also have a location where you can load canoes. Again, I told you earlier, there's a lot of canoers that go up and down this creek. Mostly down. Going up creek is, upstream is difficult. But they can load here and go that way and stop at another bridge down the way and load back up and drive back here, and that's it. So anyway, this location in this building dates back to the 1800s, There's nothing here now. My guess is that it's going to be hard to dig because this building was quite big and quite tall, and it had a big basement, and they filled it in. So I'm sure that most of this ground has been moved in the last 20 years, but maybe, just maybe, they stirred something up to the surface, and we'll see if we can find it. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. If we find something interesting, up there is the old county jail too. So when I was a kid, there's drains that actually go underneath this area and down to the creek, and you could like crawl the drains up and get into this building. And I always wondered if there was drains that the prisoners could break out and come down the hill and escape. I don't know. I worried because on the other side of that bridge, that way, is where I lived. And as a little dude, you wonder those weird things. But today I wonder if there's anything worth having in this ground. I have made a discovery that when it's been consistently 30 degrees or less, the ground gets very hard and you cannot dig. And that's where I am. I cannot dig past about half an inch. I am very disappointed. What should we do?
We should go to the sand.
Sand.
We should look for sand.
Sand.
It's down there.
By the creek?
Yeah.
This is not working. So if you live in the north, as I do, and it's cold, as it is, the ground gets hard, as it is. I'm very disappointed. So we came to this little park, and I'm gonna shut the old swinging stick off here. And there's two jokers in a minivan next to us who are probably up to no good, who knows. They're just revving their minivan motor up like they're cool. But we are not scared. Are we?
No, we're not scared.
Dang heathens. Why are we not scared?
Because you have your friend.
I have my little friend. We're just not scared. Dang heathens. So we tried the bleachers here at the little soccer football field thing and failed. The ground's too hard. Where are we going to find sand? We're going to walk down to the creek?
Go to the ball diamond.
Oh, on the other side.
Yeah.
That will require us to relocate.
Well, then we can leave the heathens alone.
Then we can leave the heathens to their heathenness, whatever they may be doing. Heck, we don't know. They could be really good guys. I don't know. That's not fair. But they are revving their minivan motor. Which is funny. So, apparently we're going to go to the other side of the creek and find some sand.
Yeah. Maybe we'll
that's
find
not
something
frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, the heathens are leaving. That's really not fair for us to say. One of them gave me the stink eye.
I think we just upset them because they were alone.
Yeah.
We invaded their space.
They were probably having a deep conversation. Hey, there's somebody down yonder. What's he doing? He's in the creek looking for treasure.
Wow, he is.
He ain't scared.
No, seems like he might get cold feet, but
He's
hey.
a treasure hunter. Let's go join him.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll irritate him. Here, hold my battle axe. All right, we're gonna go over there. So we are in location number 3, and we're at a softball park, but we are not staying here. We're passing through because the creek is right down there, and that, my friends, is what we are chasing. So I got my lovely bride, my swinging stick, And I am without my big shovel, so all I have is my little handheld shovel. So my bride wants to find some sand in hopes that it is not frozen. So here we go. We'll see what we can find. On the banks of the creek again. We're going to, there's another treasure hunter. We're going to be looking for, I don't know what in this sand. Who knows what might have washed up here. I think we may just walk around a little bit. How are you today? Not too bad. What are you on the hunt for? Yeah, did you find any today? Good, good. Well, we're looking for something of the metallic genre.
Yeah. Are you very successful here?
Oh, this is the first time I've been down here, actually. We put some videos on YouTube and finding metal, finding coins. And
The thing I'm happy with today is this. This doesn't look like much right now, but...
oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Coral.
Oh, that's
And,
beautiful.
This is, I'm happy when I find one of these.
And you're on the hunt for Crynoids, correct?
Yeah, and coral.
That's
And,
outstanding.
you know, I mean, I find some bivalves that don't look like. Oh, that's nothing. I mean, I find bivalves that look like that when they're really cruddy.
Oh, wow.
But you can see when it's. They'll be beautiful ones. I
Mhm.
like the contrast between the ones that are
Sure.
in beautiful shape and ones are nothing special.
Very cool.
And
It's
he
just
gets-
nice being outside, isn't it? This time of year. Yeah, we started down the creek a ways and ended up over there. The ground's frozen, so
Yeah.
we're gonna see if we can get into some softer ground and find some treasures today.
Well, good. Good.
Well, we won't interrupt you. Good to meet you and have a good day.
Thank you.
Oh, I think you found one.
Thank you.
Okay, I was just getting ready to describe what a crinoid is. Do you want to do so? A living plant-like animal that would... Go ahead.
Think of a starfish on a stalk,
Okay.
and
Ah,
that's the stalk,
that's the star.
and then there's a little starfish up at the top that's
Oh,
know.
that moves.
filter feeding.
Right.
Kind of moving
But
its
this is
arms
the
a little
stalk.
bit. But it's planted.
And then somewhere through time, they got fossilized. And
Just the right conditions of covered by muck or sand or whatever, and it solidified.
Wow, this one
so
is
that
so big.
is the stem of a crinoid.
Technically column.
Mhm.
I mean, that'd be the technical. They're called columns.
Big before. This is amazing.
What I've got in the pocket. I'm looking for a particular one.
Just yeah. See, we usually see them much smaller, but I've never seen one this big. This is amazing. See, he's just looking around and he knows what he's looking for and just found it so easy.
Well, after it floods, this is the perfect time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It stirs everything up. Let's see.
Uh oh. And something fell down.
Well, that's
Part of it, huh?
that's okay. I don't see the one I'm looking for, but and you can see how when they're cleaner, how they've got much stronger defined.
Yeah, it's like right.
But not many others. Is that a fair statement?
Oh no, they're all over the world.
Are they really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that was what you dropped.
In Kentucky, there is a museum called the Creation Museum.
Yeah,
Have you been down there?
No, I've heard about it.
As soon as you walk into their main, you go through the foyer area, one of their first displays under glass is crinoids, and
Yeah.
they indicate this town where they came from.
Oh really?
So that's pretty cool to have our small little town in that museum and getting credit for the crinoids.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. So when they're really nicely preserved, these are part of the little arms that come off of it.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's obviously pretty delicate. That's,
Yeah.
And
And to think how old that is, just through the years, it's
and the way this is shaped, it was in clay, and so the clay just kind of crumbled up. It's kind of a slaty clay sort of thing. And
So cool.
some of these, it was in a deeper, more of a limestoney sort of thing, and that just really tore it up. But this is, I'm happy when I find one of these.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
outstanding.
I found 2 of them that you dropped.
These are all yours.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, wow.
Very cool. Now you know what to look for.
Yes.
I don't know what I've
Thank you. This is wonderful. We're very much into just learning.
And it's kind of unique right now because typically this time of year we're dealing with sub-zero temperatures and snow on the ground,
I'm
and
gonna put them in my pocket before I lose them.
to even have the opportunity to be out doing this sort of thing is pretty incredible.
That's a nicer preserved bivalve.
Oh.
I mean, there's some that you can get with the whole, you can really see the whole shell.
Oh. These are
Sure
really
what I found today.
Right here in our own backyard.
Well, that's starting to get nicer.
These are so pretty. How the detail.
I'm kind of tickled with this.
Oh,
geode,
wow.
too.
Wow, that one's beautiful. Big. Wow.
Yeah.
And what is that quartz or is that?
It's quartz, but it's a geode. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been geodized.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's what a lot of these fossils have been. They've been. I mean, this was a coral, and it got replaced, and it mushroomed up. So it was a smaller, compact coral. But when the minerals came in, you know, filled in the space like ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how ice takes up more room.
Yeah.
So it just kind of mushroomed out a bit. So this is it's a coral,
Yeah.
but it's a geodized coral, so it doesn't look like
Yeah. Yeah.
anything. But you can kind of tell by the shape that it's.
And that's
That's
something
cool.
you'd have to know what you're looking for
Yeah.
to
Because
know.
you know the original looks better, more
Yeah.
coherent.
Wow.
Super
That's
cool.
amazing that you know. And
Again, right in our own backyard. Just look right there. Has that got some of the?
I think so. Is that?
It's a series of crinoids just conglomerated together.
Very
got
good,
a,
honey.
got a
You
whole
saw-
pack of them there.
Oh, see here. So here's a bivalve that looks nicer.
Oh.
And what is it called?
Bivalve, I mean, a clam. You know,
Oh,
two-
okay. Yes.
This is one half. This is the other half.
Yeah.
So this one, it got buried like that.
Yeah.
And this part got preserved, and this part just got eroded and mucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Look how nice
See
and
the texture
shiny.
in it.
And
Very pretty.
that is
Yeah, this is yours
wonderful.
too.
Oh,
Enjoy.
thank you.
I think you've just established a new hobby in my wife. She
Well,
loves this sort of thing.
come down after the floods. So
Yeah.
That's when it just churns up everything, and you can see
They're
things.
beautiful. In the sun, you
Yeah,
can
if
see
you get it in the
shiny.
sun, you can see the textures and the
yeah.
sparkles.
That is amazing. And this is the.
You kind of outdid me. I was coming down here expecting to find a bunch of nails.
Now I gotta
There's
zip up
that
my
too.
pocket.
Outstanding. Well, now you know what to look for, kiddo.
Yes, this is wonderful.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Enjoy your adventure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, now she's going to be picking up every rock she sees.
It's
Yeah.
smushed.
What you do is you start collecting them in that big old gallon old jar we got at home. You start filling
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's old.
And
It would look cool.
I keep saying this, but when I was a kid with my friend that lived up the road and his parents, we would come down here and they would go looking for Crynoids. I'll keep calling them Indian beads. But she had a 5-gallon clear glass jug full of those things. And that's how they'd spend their summer, just on the water. All right.
Oh, I want to look for one of the special ones with the little cookie dude, because that's pretty cool.
Well,
But let's hunt for metal.
all right. Me and my AT swinging stick are going to see if we can find some steel in here. Push that button there on top. I have tried to dig some holes along this creek bank. Got a couple high tones. The problem was that once I get below about a ½ inch, the ground's froze. So it's making digging very difficult. So I have shut down all of the electronics, and now we are solely focusing on
Is this one of those things he
our
was talking
eyes.
about?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. And we're gonna see if we can find any fun rocks or anything else. So we'll probably walk up this creek bank a little further and see what we can find. We was over there on the other side where that sign is. That's where that park was, where the ground was frozen. And then we came over here to the little sandbar and met that other gentleman who gave us some learnings about crinoids and other cool stuff. There's one that's packed full of them. Look at all them in there. That's a crinoid bundle. It's a crinoid spill. So let's adventure up this way, see what we can find. I don't know. Apparently she's going to put all the stuff in my side cart.
Thank you.
I get to carry rocks. Crazy woman. There's another one.
They're just really big.
Packed full.
That one's pretty
They
cool.
look like stone washers. They're ancient washers that they used to use to build huts. There's another one. They're all over the place. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. The what? Oh. Yeah, this about a week ago, this creek was flooded up to the banks over there. You couldn't walk where we currently are. So that's what that other feller was saying, to come after the floods is the best time. You see any? I don't. Have to put the old swinging stick away until weather breaks, because I think they're predicting some days in maybe the 40s, but I don't know if that's enough to thaw the ground out. And then it's supposed to get cold again. So we're going to look for some more of these crinoids, or Indian beads as I knew them as a kid, and see what other things are cool. I'll let you know. Finishing up, we took the old all-terrain swinging stick out and failed miserably. The ground's frozen. Stupid ground. So we got away from trying to find metal, and we started finding these crinoids after we talked to Mr. Crynoid. I think that's his official name, Mr. Crynoid, down at the creek. So we started hunting for these things. These are the ones he gave us, these here. And my wife was very excited. So she started hunting them, and this is what we found. We found some big old rocks that are just plumb full of them. That's a crinoid spill. They look outstanding. That one there, you can see a bunch of them. Yeah, it's just plumb full of them. And then this thing just looked cool. That thing looked cool. This we thought might have been some kind of a tool of some sort, maybe.
It looks cool.
I don't know, it looked cool, so we went with it. This is one of those things, and I don't remember what he called them, so I'm going to have to watch my own video to remember. Oh, she spit on it.
It's because you can see the shell.
Yeah, there's the shell down there.
It has a shell in it.
So that was that thing he was talking about.
But we can't.
And we found these from here over is the stuff we found. I found this one. You can actually see the guts inside of it. That's kind of cool. And a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's pretty nifty.
That's your big find right
And then
there.
she found the little bitty, look at that one, little teeny weeny. And we found some solos, like beads, little pieces off of the stem, isn't it?
Oh,
Mr. Crynoid.
I like that one.
Because I called it the stalk, and Mr. Crynoid said, nope, it's a stem. Or it was the other way around, I don't remember. Whatever it was, he corrected me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about Crynoids. They look to me like rock washers. So, and then I found this rock that has a G in it. See the G? I think that stands for golly. So those were our finds for today. So that's pretty nifty. So just because the metal detector was not, well, the detector was operating fine. The fact that the ground is frozen kind of shut us down. So we went rock hunting, and this is what we found.
And it was so much fun.
And it was fun. Oh, and I did take the jolly ball
So we can get rid of
so I can throw it away. I can't take all the trash, but I could take one piece. So that's what we did today. Now I think we're going to go get ice cream.
Sounds spectacular.
Well, she sounds excited, so. So we're going to sign off. I don't know, maybe I'll take this thing in and show you my ice cream. I'm thinking Culver's and one of those big concrete mixers. I don't know. It'll be good, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So there we go. That was our day. Hey, as my videos are increasing, so are some subscribers and liking the videos. So if you liked our little adventure, like the video, subscribe. It's hard to tell what we're going to end up doing. So go along with us. Our whole idea is to just get outside and do weird stuff and find weird stuff and show it to you. So I enjoy watching the videos that others make, metal detecting or going out with their families and just spending time outside finding cool stuff. So that's all we're doing. And if you want to tag along with us and check out some of it with us, then subscribe and watch our videos. Till next time, happy hunting and be safe. God bless.